The very fabric of time seemed to thin as Louis Donahue, seasoned veteran of the ink and paper, found himself driving through the familiar roads of Albany. The ochre sunset, bleeding into the horizon, kindled memories of a past best left forgotten. Memories of hunger-filled nights and rat-infested shelters that lay in the shadows of the city's gleaming prosperity. His past was a ghost, lurking in the familiar corners of this somnolent Georgian town. As the sun sank lower, Louis arrived at the heart of his story, the old orphanage of St. Agnes. It was a monolith of gray and brown, the worn-out bricks layered with stories of 100 childhoods, his own included. The stone walls seemed to whisper tales of innocent laughter and silenced cries in the dim twilight. He felt a twinge of familiarity, the echoes of old wounds threatening to crack open. Mrs. Eleanor, the orphanage's headmistress, was a small woman with wrinkles etched deep into her skin. She greeted him with a warm smile that barely hid her concern. Their conversation was punctuated by heavy pauses, each carrying a weight that seemed to press down on the room. "Every theft feels like a mockery, Louis," she murmured. "Not diamonds or gold, but items of such small value. A tin soldier, an old nursery rhyme book, a glass marble. It's like the thief seeks not material wealth, but the fragments of childhood itself." Louis nodded, his eyes narrowing as he scribbled in his notepad. The shadows of the room seemed to loom larger as he listened. The pattern of the thefts did carry a strange cadence, one that stirred a discomfort within him. In the quiet, the memories of his own childhood whispered like specters. The threadbare sheets, the grumbling bellies, the long winter nights when they huddled for warmth. The stories of make-believe worlds that offered a refuge from their harsh reality. Every stolen item from the orphanage was a ghost from his past, a phantom of his own lost innocence. As the night drew in, he found himself alone, the old building echoing with an eerie silence. He walked through the empty dormitories, past the small, neatly made beds. The room bore an imprint of its children, their fears, their dreams, their silent prayers. This was a world he knew too well, a world he had once yearned to escape from, yet now felt inexorably drawn back towards. Returning to his car, the last tendrils of the sun vanished beneath the horizon, leaving behind a canvas of twinkling stars. It was under this cosmic blanket that he sat, staring at the haunting silhouette of the orphanage. He felt an inexplicable tug towards the mystery, a pull that went beyond his journalistic curiosity, his past and present intertwined in a dance that seemed choreographed by the cosmos itself. The tale of the stolen items was just the beginning. A sinking feeling took hold, like staring into a deep abyss. There was something more, something lurking in the shadows of the town he once called home. With a shudder that echoed through the silent night, he found himself preparing to dive headfirst into the unknown. Louis's days passed in a haze of interviews and tedious records examination. It was a familiar dance, one he had perfected over years of sifting through lies and half-truths. Yet amidst this journalistic ritual, an unfamiliar sense of unease began to weave itself into the fabric of his reality. His visits to the orphanage became more frequent, the initial discomfort easing into a chilling familiarity. The building, cloaked in its melancholy and silence, was reminiscent of an old tune on the brink of forgetting. The musty smell of the dormitory brought back his own nights in the bunk, the whispered dreams they shared of leaving the town and its shadows behind. As he walked the cold hallways, the echoes of past conversations reverberated in his mind. "The children, they talk," Mrs. Eleanor had said during one of their countless cups of tea, her voice barely above a whisper. "They speak of shadows, of voices in the night, of cold spots in the warmest of rooms. They mention an old language, one we adults do not comprehend." The confusion was written over her face as she tried to make sense of her words. Louis, too, found himself tangled in a labyrinth of questions. It was a chilling jigsaw puzzle, pieces of an otherworldly puzzle scattered amidst the reality he once knew. One cold afternoon, while poring over old records in the orphanage's basement, he stumbled upon a dusty tome. Etched on the brittle pages were peculiar symbols, cryptic and ancient, mirroring those he found on some of the stolen items. His heart pounded in his chest as the pieces started connecting, forming a surreal picture. His evenings were filled with research and speculation, his dreams invaded by unspeakable horrors whispering in forgotten tongues. Shadows seemed to grow longer in his dingy motel room, and the silence of the night carried an unspoken dread. One day, as he sat interviewing a reticent young boy at the orphanage, he noticed an uncanny familiarity in his demeanor. It was the same determined glint in his eyes, the same resolve masked by a facade of childhood innocence. The boy spoke of whispers in the night, of an unseen presence, an intangible coldness. Lewis's blood ran cold as he realized that the boy's accounts resonated with his own dreams. Each day in Albany felt as if it was layered with a thin veneer of the unreal. The lines between the normal and the paranormal blurred. The city of his childhood was mutating into something alien, its darkness now pregnant with unfathomable terrors. His journalist's curiosity had transcended into a personal vendetta, a desperate chase for closure against the shadows of his past. As he drove down the moonlit streets of Albany, he felt the rumbling undercurrents of the impending storm. The city was no longer just a backdrop to his story. It was now a character, its heartbeat echoing with his own. He was no longer a mere spectator, but a pivotal piece in a cosmic play that was unfolding. The slow unspooling of the tale, like a thread tugged from the fabric of reality, plunged him into a whirlpool of the arcane. The mundane cityscape of Albany began to undulate with an uncanny resonance, reverberating with an alien rhythm. The barrier between the cosmic and the earthly was thinning, an unsettling revelation gnawing at the edges of his sanity. The orphanage, now an epicenter of the unfolding saga, whispered eerie tales to him. He walked its cold corridors, each step resonating with a deeper understanding of the mysteries unfurling around him. The cryptic symbols, the ancient language, the chilling occurrences, all intertwined into a narrative that dwarfed human comprehension. With each passing day, he felt the veil between his reality and the otherworldly growing thinner, the ordinary warping into the extraordinary. The whispers grew louder, the symbols vivid, and the cold spots colder. The veil of normalcy was threadbare now, and the glimpse of the cosmic horror beyond it was creeping into his dreams. The interviews with the children became more cryptic, their conversations more esoteric. One child, Timothy, the silent boy with hauntingly familiar eyes, spoke of a doorway and a messenger. His small hands clutched the empty air, as if trying to capture invisible threads of a cosmic design. Each word from Timothy's lips felt like a breadcrumb on a trail leading deeper into the darkness. Strangest of all was the realization that he, Lewis, was at the heart of the cosmic tapestry. The symbols etched on the stolen items bore an eerie resemblance to markings he found on an old trinket of his own, a relic of his impoverished childhood. The revelation sent a chill running down his spine, the understanding that he was not merely a bystander, but an intricate part of the pattern. The nights grew longer, the lines between sleep and wakefulness blurring. His dreams were now corridors to the cosmic realm, the stolen items acting as keys to doors best left unopened. His journalistic pursuit had turned into a dire crusade against the forces that lay just beyond the threshold of reality. He would often find himself standing at the orphanage's gate in the witching hours, watching as the building seemed to breathe under the moonlight. The whispers of the night were no longer just stories of haunted children, but his own nightmares given voice. The lurking abyss was not just below him, but around him, within him. Every step, every revelation, every chilling occurrence was propelling him closer to the heart of the cosmic horror, the dread of the unknown intertwining with the thrill of discovery. His courage and persistence, his guiding light, were now leading him further into the impenetrable darkness. The encroaching darkness of the cosmic mystery gripped Lewis tighter with each passing day. The sheer weight of the revelations bore down upon him, the city of Albany morphing into a labyrinth of the uncanny and the surreal. The facade of his reality was wearing thin, the cosmic seeping into the everyday, casting long, menacing shadows. The stolen items took on a new meaning, not mere trinkets, but keys to an ancient door, a passageway to an existence that transcended his comprehension. The marks etched onto the objects mirrored those from his childhood relic, cryptic links binding him to the unfolding cosmic play. His nights were haunted by encounters with the unseen antagonists. Shadows slipped into existence in the corners of his motel room, taking on more tangible forms. They were not perpetrators, he realized, but intermediaries, emissaries of the cosmic realm beyond. During one such encounter, a shadow unveiled itself as Timothy, the silent boy from the orphanage. The figure bore an eerie glow, illuminating the ancient symbols etched onto its form. Timothy's hauntingly familiar eyes were no longer those of a child, but portals to the ancient alien existence. The boy's whispers turned into a haunting symphony, echoing with the voices of the cosmic horrors. The entities shared glimpses of their realm with Lewis. It was a terrifying beauty, an endless abyss filled with swirling nebulas and ancient stars. It was a realm that dwarfed human existence, a cosmic reality that lay beyond the veil of the known. The revelation left him unmoored. His journalistic resolve wilted in the face of the cosmic horrors, replaced with an almost instinctual fear. Yet, amidst the terror, there was a lure. The cosmic realm, in its terror and grandeur, promised a purpose far greater than he could have ever imagined. Days turned into a blur, each passing hour pulling him deeper into the abyss. Conversations with the children at the orphanage echoed with cryptic words in the forgotten language. The walls of the orphanage seemed to breathe with the pulse of the other realm, the cold spots acting as portals to the cosmic. In this disconcerting chaos, he found an odd sense of belonging. His past trauma, his present quest, all seemed to be leading him to this precipice of the unknown. The cosmic realm, in all its terror, beckoned him, the echoes of his past intertwining with the call of the abyss. As he walked the moonlit streets of Albany, he felt the surreal transformation of his reality. The town had become a living, breathing entity, a mirror reflecting the terrifying beauty of the cosmic realm. His courage and the allure of the cosmic coalesced, pushing him to the brink of his reality. His journalistic quest had mutated into a cosmic pilgrimage, the road leading him towards the terrifying abyss. Each revelation, each encounter, each whisper of the unseen was guiding him closer to the precipice of the cosmic horror. Lewis found himself at the threshold of the unknown, the cosmic abyss yawning before him. His resolve was a mere flicker against the immense darkness, yet it was unyielding. The whispered horrors that had once filled his dreams were now a symphony echoing in the silence of the night. He walked through the spectral gates of the orphanage, the edifice pulsating with an otherworldly rhythm. The realm he had investigated for so long was on the verge of engulfing him, the orphanage now a liminal space, suspended between the mundane and the cosmic. He met the phantom of Timothy in the heart of the institution, the eerie radiance from the boy's form illuminating the decrepit walls. The familiar eyes held galaxies within them, swirling nebulas and age-old constellations, beckoning him to step beyond the veil. As he reached out, his hand brushing the phantom's form, the boundary shattered. His reality disintegrated as the cosmic abyss flooded in, his senses overwhelmed by the enormity of it all. The orphanage, the town, his existence, everything was but a grain of sand against the eternal expanse of the cosmos. He saw stars birthed and dying, witnessed civilizations rise and crumble, and beheld entities of immense power, their forms defying the laws of space and time. The shadows that had lurked in the corners of his room were but the merest echoes of these eldritch beings. In the midst of the infinite abyss, he realized his place. He was no longer a bystander, a journalist merely documenting the unfolding of the cosmic spectacle. He was a part of the cosmic design, his life's journey a path leading him to this moment. The mark from his childhood relic, the symbols on the stolen items, his past trauma and present quest, everything was a piece of the cosmic puzzle. The eldritch beings reached out, their ancient voices merging into a singular, haunting hum. It was an invitation, a call to abandon his mortal form and embrace the cosmic. The veil of terror lifted, replaced by an intoxicating allure. He saw a purpose that transcended his earthly existence. With the final shred of his humanity, he remembered the children, their innocent eyes filled with fear and curiosity. He realized that he was not just the end of a cycle, but also the beginning of a new one. His embrace of the Eldritch would be the beacon guiding them, their own paths leading to the same cosmic horizon. As he surrendered, he felt his form dissipate, his essence merging with the cosmic. His fear and anticipation were washed away by a sense of serenity. The horrors of the cosmos morphed into a haunting melody, his final lullaby in the realm of the mortals. In the embrace of the Eldritch, he found his purpose. The cycle of horror and discovery, of the unknown and the unveiled, continued in the hushed whispers of the children, their eyes reflecting the abyss he had delved into. The once mundane city of Albany was forever scarred by the imprint of the cosmic, an unending testament to his journey into the abyss. We appreciate you tuning in. If you fancied the content, show your support with a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to keep up with our eerie adventures. Eldritch Tales Factory has plenty more to offer. Until next time.